Hi there and welcome to Hyundai Power Products. My name is Adrian and today we're going to look at the HYVI3014 wet and dry vacuum cleaner. Well, I've just lifted the box contents out and put them on the table, and as you can see it comes very well packaged indeed. So I've just removed the protective packaging and most of the contents are actually inside the cylinder itself. So we'll just simply lift the top off. Be careful not to damage the filter, and we can remove the contents from inside. So we're going to start by putting the wheels on. So you'll see I've got the large back wheels here and the appropriate holders for them, the ones with the circular back. The smaller holders with the two casters that go on the front of the unit, on the drain plug side, and a bag of screws. I'll just point out while I've got it on its side that we've got this chain here. As it's a stainless steel drum, basically this chain will discharge any static onto the ground when you're using the vacuum. If it didn't have that, there's a likelihood that you could get a static shock of the stainless steel drum. Okay, so that's what the little chain's for. So we're going to put the front two wheels, which are the caster wheels, onto the unit first. So we'll take these two smaller plastic units, not the ones with the big circles on, and they fit this way on with a little dovetail here with a hole in it, lowermost, and they basically slide in like so. So I'll do the two. There's that one and that one, and then we'll go into the little bag. I'll take out two screws and place the screws up through the two holes. There's one. That's the second one, and that's the front two on. And now the casters simply push into the hole in the bottom of the plastic brackets that we just fitted. We just push them home firmly, and there we are. That's the casters fitted on the front. So exactly the same procedure, but these two units are handed. So we would need to put them on in such a way that this circular surface is vertical. If I was to put this one on this side, as you can see, it's 90 degrees out. So yeah, that one will go on that side, this one on this side, and I'll screw them on as I did with the front ones. So with the two brackets screwed into place, I can simply put the wheel on from the outside and push it into position, and exactly the same on the other side. So this being a wet and dry vacuum, there are two different setups for using with wet and dry. Obviously for the dry setup we would need to use the dust bag on the inlet. There is a spout on the inlet and you have this square flange here, and it simply fits over the spout on the inlet. And that's that fitted. I shall give you a close-up of that. So yeah, here's the spout. Obviously the hole in the bag, we'll place the bag in the drum, and I'll just, over the little diaphragm here, place it over the spout, pushing back on the cardboard, put it into place. So we have two alternative inlet filters for the motor. We have this foam filter here, and we have the pleated filter here. For dry use we would use the pleated filter, and this is how it will arrive to you. So yeah, we've got the bag in position, the pleated filter. We can simply drop the unit back in, taking care not to catch the bag, and do up the little clamps on the side. So to change the vacuum for wet use, we'll remove the top. Obviously we'll remove the dust collection bag. This being paper, obviously we don't use it for wet. Nothing needed on the inlet. We can simply slide off carefully slide off the filter for dry use, then using the foam sock slide it around where that filter was, down to the bottom, and the foam filter is for wet use. So that fitted, back on again, line it up and do up the 2 clips as we did before. So this is now set up for wet use. The outlet socket here on the front is only activated when the switch is in position 2. And what would happen if you had an appliance that needed vacuum on it, such as a sander, you could put it in position 2, and when you switch the appliance on, the vacuum would automatically turn on. When you switch the appliance off, the vacuum will run for a few seconds after you switch the appliance off. Position 1 is purely for vacuuming. So position 1 switches the vacuum on in normal mode, and the power socket will not work. The central position is off, and position 2 will activate the automatic switching circuit in the socket, so that when you turn on the appliance that needs vacuum, the vacuum cleaner will start. Never use this socket when you're using it as a wet pickup machine. You'll notice on the rear of the unit that there is an outlet. You can connect your hose into this outlet. If you line up the 2 lugs vertically and then turn clockwise, it'll lock into place, and this would be for the blow function of the unit. So air would pass in through the inlet and air will blow out through here. Alternatively, a more conventional spot is on the front here for use as a vacuum. Again, line up the 2 pins, turn till it clicks, and that is in the vacuum position. So let's look at some of the accessories that come with your unit. First of all, we have the small brush, and these can be stored in several places around the unit, on the feet, on the top, anywhere you like really. We have the narrow nozzle, again, that can be stored. We have the broad sweeper for vacuuming, again, that can be stored. We have the extension tube. Now to extend the tube, you push the little button forward and it will pull out, and as you can see, it will go in any one of several positions or fully extended. This tube fits simply onto the end of the pickup hose, and again you can fit any one of your appliances on the end of the hose. And you can use it in the short or long position depending on what you're vacuuming. So one final part is this soft rubber adapter, and this can be connected onto the end of the pickup hose, and then it will suit any power tool that you wish to connect, as long as you have the correct size outlet. There are various steps down inside. It could be cut to length if you're using it for one permanent machine, but that will allow you to connect a power tool to the machine. I shall demonstrate that. So I've got my random orbit sander here, and as you can see, the coupling fits on there perfectly. When you're using the vacuum in wet function, there is a float switch, and when the drum gets full, it will cut the machine off before it overfills. And there is a convenient drain point here. You simply unscrew the cover and the tank will drain out through here. And obviously, once it's drained, refasten the plug and screw it on firmly. So all that remains now is for me to plug it in. I'll remove the little plastic cover, plug it in and switch it on. Well, that's the machine all plugged in and ready to go. I'll just go to position 1 and use it as a vacuum cleaner, dry vacuum. Okay, so if I remove the hose, just put them back into their storage locations. I'm going to put it in position 2, and as you can see, nothing happens. I'll connect to the outlet socket on the front with my sander. Again, nothing happens. I'll connect the vacuum to the sander, and when I switch the sander on, and as you can see, the vacuum unit runs for around 5 seconds after you switch the appliance off. Well, the cats have been using my decking post here as a scratching post. So